my name is Holly Peterman, and I'm going to discuss the Target breach of security and how its case used image restoration theory to help restore its reputation. My presentation will last about 10 minutes, and I have an audience here with me today to help me present it. I have my mother, cousin Sarah, and my husband Nathan. Before we begin, thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy my video. I will begin by giving you all an introduction on how my presentation will flow. I will explain why Target security breach is important to discuss, explain the breach and how it happened, discuss how image repair theory is applied in Target's case, and finally conclude by explaining the important takeaways personal relations, organizations, and us as consumers can learn from this case. Why should we discuss this case? Before jumping into how the breach happened, it is important to go over why we should talk about the breach of security. Target is a very popular retail corporation that influences many other organizations and stakeholders. Being a competitive industry with lofty expectations, it is important to examine how the breach of security took place in all of Target's networks during November of 2013. The image restoration theory applied to the breach in Target's network securities were studied because it could easily happen to other well-known organizations such as Walmart, Costco, and other reputable industries. All right, the breach. So the breach of security first took place on November 15th, 2013, when hackers broke into Target's network. The hackers gained access to the retailer's network through a third-party vendor refrigerator contractor. The vendor using Target system did not have proper anti-malware software installed. This allowed the hackers to create new malware, which was tested on a small number of cash registers, and then, after determining that the software worked, it was uploaded to most of Target's cash register systems, where customers' information was stolen. This resulted in millions of class action lawsuits. In the USA Today News reported that retail giant Target will pay an 18.5 million multi-state settlement, which was the largest ever for a data breach to resolve state investigations of the 2013 cyber attack that affected more than 41 million of the company's customer payment credit card accounts. All right, in this next slide, we're going to discuss the personal relations reaction in the Target case. Target took many steps to assure the breach would never happen again after it affected over 40 million credit and debit cards belonging to shoppers who had visited its stores during the 2013 holiday season. One day after the crisis occurred, Target's public relations made an official apology. They took full responsibility for the breach and assured their customers that Target was making every effort to keep their customers' information safe, all while trying to repair their reputation at a very profitable time of year for the corporation. In a quote by marketing, they stated, "Yesterday, we shared that there was an unauthorized access to payment card data at our U.S. stores. This issue has been identified and eliminated. We recognize this has been confusing and disruptive during an already busy holiday season. Our guests' trust is our top priority at Target, and we are committed to making this right." So in stating that quote, Target did not deny any wrongful acts or evade from any responsibility before, during, or after the crisis occurred. Public relations also made it clear that all who were impacted by the breach would be fully compensated and not charged in any way by their banks or suffer any other financial losses caused by the breach. And they did, however, attempt to alleviate the consequences when they offered a 10% discount to their customers and all who took a hit through the breach. This made many feel Target was trying to reduce the offensiveness of the incident and instead make a profit off of it. Target also failed to have their phone lines readily prepared for a high call volume. After the breach, many concerned customers wanted their questions answered and assured that their shopping experience with Target would be safe, but they quickly became more concerned, as any, consumer would be. Okay, this next slide, we are going to discuss the strategies that Target used after the breach took place in order to help restore their image. So after the apology and the discounts were offered and addressed, Target knew they still needed to focus on reassuring their customers and stakeholders that this breach would never happen again. Target took corrective action by implementing chip and PIN card readers into their store registers and hired a new chief of security. Public Relations also announced that Target is adding more sophisticated security around its networks, including free credit checks for customer data. There's a quote by Harris Elizabeth that states, "I believe Target has a tremendous opportunity to take the lessons learned from this incident and enhance our overall approach to data security and information technology." So next, we're going to discuss the strategies. So once Target got the security breach under control, Public Relations developed strategies to prevent or lessen a future potential crisis. They first strategies are to develop, implement, and maintain a comprehensive information security program, employ an executive or officer responsible for executing the program, hire an independent expert to conduct a security assessment, maintain and support data security software on the company's network, segregate this cardholder data from the rest of the network, and take steps to control network access, including password rotation policies and two-factor authentication. Target also agreed in 2015 to provide a free credit monitoring service for customers affected by the breach. This was a part of a $10 million class action lawsuit settlement. And by 2017, Target paid out a total of $18.5 million to their security breach of over 41 million victims. Okay, in conclusion, we are going to talk about the essential takeaways from this case. Target has many new strategies set in place to prevent, protect, and monitor their new cyber network system. These strategies, such as updating their networks and using chip and PIN card readers in Target's registers, will keep Target readily prepared for any potential threats, hacks, or other crises that could occur in the future. And Target was not quick to reply to the security breach, which led to customers' tribulations in regards to shopping at Target. And this breach happened during a very profitable time of year. And without proper communication in place, we learned that it can harm a corporation's image and cause a financial strain. And during the case, Public Relations took full responsibility for the breach in security, but in the future, they should learn from their failures by keeping others, not just their stakeholders, but others informed of their progress by being quick, open, and honest. And also, other organizations can learn from Target's mistakes by preparing their cyber networks for any potential threat. They should also form strategies that will fit their business structures and take steps to keep them monitored and well trained. Finally, if there is anything we can take away from Target's massive security breach, it's that not one corporation, big or small, is safe from disaster. It can take just one inactive or uncaring person to fail to maintain or otherwise control potential threats, which can ultimately cause an otherwise unavoidable crisis. This slide is going to show you all my citations for this case that I presented you today. All right, so thank you again for all being here and taking the time to listen to my presentation on Target's security breach. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you.